Hey, friends, welcome to another episode of Cool People During COVID. Look at that cool gal with me today. Way cool. Meet my friend Lonnie Lay. Hey, Lonnie.
Hello. Hey,
Lonnie's
Nick.
awesome. I know Lonnie from church, and I volunteer in the church parking lot. And Lonnie, week after week, is one of the nicest people that comes through. She's always so cheerful, brightens up my day, and everyone else around her, too. And now during COVID, I don't see her anymore, but I see her on Facebook. And lo and behold, she has all these cheerful posts on Facebook. So that's why I'm so glad to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Share with us, how are you managing to stay so positive during this difficult time?
Well, I always try to stay positive. The glass is always half full for me. That's how it's always been in my life. And so I just think if you can't control it, then you just have to let it go and give it to God. And that's kind of been my philosophy in life. And it's worked out for me. Not to say that I don't have moments where I'm kind of down. I know initially when the pandemic happened, because I'm always out and about, so with work. So I'm always socializing and mingling with people. And initially it was a little hard, but I just started, finding hobbies. There's always a new hobby that you can learn or explore, and that's kind of been my thing throughout this.
Well, what are some of the new things that you've explored during this time?
Well, I always try to learn something new, whether it's like cooking or learning something or incorporating something into my like health or diet or whatnot. Like,
right. Yeah, I've seen some awesome cooking pictures and little videos on Facebook that I'll share with all you. You're all going to be really hungry after watching this episode. But have you always been a good cook?
It's funny because my mom is such a great cook. And so all five of her kids, we all love to cook, and we don't cook with recipes. So, or if I do see a recipe, it's usually, okay, I'll take a glance at it and then I'll start incorporating my own, little spice here, little touch there. So whenever I share a recipe online, my friends are always saying, hey, can you share that recipe? Well, it's kind of hard because, a dash of this and a little spoon of that doesn't really help. So I have to really go online and look for the recipe.
Yeah, but it always comes out right. And one really interesting thing about you're from Arkansas, right?
I'm from Arkansas. I love being from Arkansas. So.
She loves being from Arkansas. See?
I love it. Yeah. Southern gal at heart, for sure.
What part of Arkansas?
I'm from Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Fort Smith, Arkansas. Shout out to Fort Smith, Arkansas. That's not so easy to say, at least not for me. Now, you talked about this attitude you have, this positive attitude that you've always had that. How were you so fortunate to always have that?
Well, I don't want to be corny, but, attitude of gratitude is really something that I've always held in my heart. My parents, they come from pretty much nothing, and they never complained about it. They always made the best of it. And we all grew up that way. And then just growing up in a Christian family, just always giving thanks to God. So that's kind of been my thing throughout my life. So that's helped me a lot.
Wow. It obviously has. Now, how has your work changed though? You have a pretty demanding job in sales. How has that changed for you?
Well, I'm used to going out every day and seeing clients, and and then the pandemic started. So our work said, well, let's just hold off. Let's not go see doctors right now, and just interact through phone, text messages, and Zoom. But I don't really do a lot of Zoom with my clients because, to me, yeah, it's a great tool, but nothing's like social interaction being in front of the clients. So now what I do is I try to just stay in contact with them through text messages, phone calls, and lately I've been going out. So I try to see a client once a day. I had this idea last week that I'm going to try and add an extra client every day, but that hasn't really worked.
Okay.
Only because we're still slowly trying to get back to normalcy, if there's normalcy to be had one day.
Right. The new normalcy. So you go there and you wear a mask and your clients have a mask. Is it kind of like that?
Yes, yeah. I show
Mhm.
up with a mask. The doctor has a mask. The assistants, all the assistants, they have masks on.
Yeah.
So we all try to do our best, and everybody stayed positive. They're hoping that they can get all their patients back, but I'm not sure when that's going to be. So.
How about that? Well, you're so fun to follow. I want other people to just catch in your joy of some of your little your weekend trips and stuff, because you're getting out there. You're not just staying home, but you're being safe. You're not being one of these crazy people that just say, hey, forget you, I'm going to do whatever I want. You're careful about it, but you're going out there and doing things. How can they follow you and share in your adventures?
Well, I have a Facebook and Instagram. So my Instagram is mainly it's just me sharing food.
Nice. Say
That
reason
when I'm
enough. Well,
Yeah,
anything else you want to say to our friends before we sign off here?
I would say don't let fear stop you from living your life. Just go out there and be active. Even during the quarantine, I was going to the beach. I was going to Malibu and just sitting on the rocks and just having time to myself and enjoying wine and cheese and really just enjoying the beauty of the beach and the no traffic. And it's okay, it's safe, but
Yeah.
don't let fear, uh, you know, don't let fear just lock you in your house, because there's just so much to enjoy despite the pandemic. So
Exactly. I think that is true. That is true. So you're being very proactive about it, and and it shows. Just look how much joy she has there,
and
friends.
another thing is that I think a lot of my joy comes from having great friends like yourself. You're always smiling, and that's one of the great things when we used to was able to go to church, is just being able to show up and seeing you out there greeting people and just sharing your smiles, because to me that's so contagious.
Well, I think that I notice when other people have that, because I think it's so important. And I think when other people see other positive people, it's like, wow, this is great. Yeah, more of that, more of that. We need so much
Right,
of that. Yes, we do.
right.
So thanks for
So
what
I'm
you
blessed
do.
by your friendship.
Yay! Friends, I'm so glad you got to meet Lonnie. She's beautiful inside and out. I'm just really, really happy to have you as my friend.
Thank you, Nick.
Cool too. Until next time, everybody, be
Yes,
cool.
yes.